If 12 minutes is all you ever had, 12 minutes to make something happen, what would you do? Not intentionally making a riff on Lose Yourself, but I think the urgency presented in this game comes off equally in the same manner, equally in the same vein. It's the loop in the game creates a certain sense of dread because you can't get out of it. You genuinely need to get past what is going on. And regardless of your character, as exciting as it is, being played by the beautiful tones of James McAvoy and being accompanied by Daisy Ridley as well as William Dafoe, everything tends to still come back to who are you and how will you go about this. If anything, forget anybody exists in terms of the narrative. There is a whatever. The game initially uses you and how do you see things, how do you play things out, and I genuinely see it that everybody has played the game so differently. As much as I have played the game with the precognition that there is a certain way the game is going, the precognition being that I've seen other YouTubers indicate how they've played the game, I actually had to wait long enough that I would forget that they did certain things, that they moved certain ways, because it would have initially driven the way I played this game. And I like that I gave it enough time that I can sit down now and say, oh wow, that was such a great thing to do, that was so awesome. And as I've played this game and finished so much of it, I can sit down and be like, wow. Wow. In terms of how a game executes its narrative, feels like a Mike Tyson right hook because it knocks you the hell out. It is so great. If you can ever give a game a 20 out of 10 just for the fact that this game has this really mad series of events that can be executed, and you're not this omnipotent being playing pieces on the chessboard. You are part of the chessboard, and you are the knight, and you are playing moves, trying to make sure that you can get things done. But it's sort of more like three-sided chess, where you're making a move, the opponent's making a move, and your wife is also making a move, and all these characters intertwine together, not to beat each other, but actually to really achieve a certain harmony. Initially, that's the thing. The game comes off as fight to survive, and as the game expands on what is going on, you realize that there is so much more to this, rather than it being William Dafoe's character is this asshole. And when you sit down, when you feel what this game wants you to feel, you sit there and you understand. As certain narrative beats come to play, you sit there and you're like, I actually understand. I might be in the same position. It may feel like a cop-out in terms of what you might find at the end, but it's not a cop-out in the journey. The journey itself is something so surreal that it gives you pause. It gives you pause on how you see different people in life experiencing or dealing with certain things.
You went through my drawer?
I honestly don't even think
I
you'd
hate
find
when
somebody
you
in your
do
life
myself.
that does not feel
Come to
what
my
these
surprise,
characters
too.
feel, or you wouldn't even have
You
a
know
moment
what?
where you don't
think I've
empathize
lost
with
my
these
appetite.
characters, because you understand. The game, more than anything, asks you to show some empathy, but through the attempt of how far would you go, or not only for your wife but also for the person who you believe is out to get you. there's so much more to this. There's such a beautiful. It honestly feels like like an incredible
What's the occasion?
melodrama,
Just
but
felt like it.
your involvement in it
Look,
pulls you
I know
in,
this sounds weird,
and
but the day's repeating itself.
I am left waffling. I think I've been repeating
I
a
haven't figured
few
out how
similar
this all works
ideas
yet.
for quite some
But
time now,
if
but
I leave the apartment, I
I-
immediately go back to the start of the evening.
Oh, that's convenient.
I'm happy I
No, it's
played this
not.
game.
I
I'm
can't
happy I
leave.
sat down
There's
and
worse people to be stuck with than your loving wife.
took
It's pretty hot.
Babe,
12
babe,
minutes
I
over
don't
and
find this
over
funny.
and over. The past 6 hours of my life have
I'll
not
prove it.
been
Yeah, great. Let's see it.
a
Wow.
waste. I have enjoyed them, and uniquely as an individual, I have found that the way this story comes together is incredible. Though there was a moment
Impress
where
me, Mr.
you felt
Jones.
relief and the carpet was dragged right underneath, out from
Oh,
underneath
fuck
you.
me. Are you serious?
The fact that the game does that is beautiful, and if anything, bravo for a game just for being about the story.
Yeah.
Forget everything else. Sometimes we play games for the story, and I'm so glad that I found a game that does it so beautifully.
I didn't hear you.
We
come
will
in.
all have our opinions about
Best
how it
night
ends,
ever.
but
Guess?
I genuinely think
Made
the journey
dessert.
there
Yeah, I know.
is well worth the 12 minutes.
I'm sorry. Thanks. That sounds
I'll catch you guys again.
in a sec.
Bye.
Okay. Rude.
Just a quick aside, as a postscript, I have only lifted the footage from the early, honestly, it's like the first 30 minutes of my playthrough. Reason being, I genuinely feel like a lot that is done in this game has a huge effect on how, or what I see is, any way I've played this game, even in the beginning, already shapes your mind on what to see or look out for. So I'm trying to keep it very early, just so that you don't have
Come on, man. She's using it.
already a pre-set idea of how to play the game. Just go with it. Don't let the footage drive you. The footage is basically, I love it because of how it shows the game, but I genuinely would like you to sit down and go crazy, play the game yourself. It's really worth it. It's only 12 minutes at a time.